Hey everybody, I'm the Picklesworth. Welcome back to SevTech. Nope. Breakout. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm a little tired. It happens. If you're interested, if you're trying to figure out what in the world is SevTech, well, it's a different series. Go watch that series. That'll be in a playlist. You can watch the entire series. You can binge watch it because there's so many episodes there. You probably won't catch up to the end of the series before I can finish the series. Yeah, lots of videos there. But anyway, moving right along. Uh-oh. My phone is letting me know that my break time is over, even though today's a holiday. Yes, today is Memorial Day for those of y'all who are watching in real time. So let me hit this button real quick. I did not get my notes ready to go because today is the normal beginning of the week episode where we go through viewer comments for previous episodes. I'm trying to remember what in the world. It's been a few days since I played this. I basically, after I finished filming the last bit of episodes, I played for the rest of the weekend and tried to get myself ready for this episode and for moving forward, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job, and so hopefully I'll get a chance to show you that in just a minute. So before we get started, the first thing I noticed was that there was a new update for the Breakout Modpack, and so I read the update notes. Some of them were, like basic, like the mod maker said that they went through and, what was it, Tilde? Tilde gives me... Yep, you can tell it updated because everything changed. Themes. No? Was that it? I think that was the theme we were going with. Yeah. So the mod maker updated spelling errors and stuff like that. One thing they said, the individual said, was that they tried to make it where... Oh, did I finish that? I think I finished that off camera and I was going to wait and show y'all. Wub ores... was, let's see where wub ore is. Sweetened condensed, ultimate control, ME crafting, automation. Where's the thing for wub ore? So y'all be patient here for just a second. Maybe it's a moving out. Actually, additions. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. And I know everybody's screaming at the screen because that's the way it goes. Somewhere in here is how to make wub ores. Maybe it's in recipes, and that's where it was. But anyway, the mod maker said they tried to make it where it was a little bit more obvious how to make wub ore control. Nope. So there must be some way to do it. Wub gem from wub ore, of course. Oh well. But they also said that the AA oil generator, I don't know what AA stands for. Let's type in, well, let's type it properly. Oil generator, actually additions, that's what AA stands for. Said that they made the actually additions oil generator a little easier to make. Let's see here, iron casing, some canola, and cobblestone. Do we already have an oil generator? Is that what's down here making this power? That's an oil generator. Well, I don't remember what the previous recipe was, but apparently that's an... Let's see, what does it say? Let's look and see. 50,000 FE. I can't remember if they said the upgrade was that it was easier to build or that it held or output more energy. A diamante or diamante pickaxe was unhidden. Let's type in pickaxe. That will be easier because I can't remember how they spelt it. Iron diamond palace. Diamantine? Diamantine? What are you? A durability of 1600. And I'm using a platinum, which is a durability of 1400. Ooh. That would be a little bit better to have. So that's an upgrade as well. But those are the different upgrades that were done. So I went ahead and did it because as we see going through today's comments, people have commented about making power. Basically, we're going to have to make a generator, a giant power plant. And so I thought something to do with power output and stuff looked like. Maybe that's what it was, that the oil generator had a better power output. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move forward with today's episode. So the first comment was... I can't remember if it was the pulverizer, was it the pulverizer? We were trying to make... let's see here. Maybe it was Blizz rods. Blizz rods from Blizz powder. A pulverizer. Pulverizer to make snowballs. Make snowballs from a centrifugal, no, a glacial precipitator, maybe? What in the world was it? Yeah, I've slept since then, so that's the way this is going to go. But basically, if you go back, there was a machine right here, and I was running pipe into it, trying to pipe in some XP, and it wasn't going in there. And JS Flink said, hey, buddy, you got to have a servo to push the fluid. A servo, for those of y'all who haven't been watching, is one of these things. See how it's a hardened servo? Let's right-click it. The hardened servo, you place it in there, and that will take items from this block and push it through the pipe. So that's why the XP wasn't going through there. Green YT, I had commented on what was the storage we were going to need for this matter condenser, 16K or 64K. And so Green YT said they felt like it would be a 16K part. Now, through experimentation and stuff, we figured out you actually need a 64K part. So that was that. And Green YT also was talking about the servo pushing the XP up. Now, Green YT also said, look, notice these colors? This is going to work kind of like, where does it go? Configuration? Okay, so this is going to work the same way that we've noticed in SevTech with immersive engineering. Blue is input, orange is output, so auto input disabled. If we had an auto input enabled, and then we put that XP tank pointed at the blue segment, which I believe they said, JS Flink, no, Green YT said was on top of the machine, you can kind of see the blue. If you hit pause at the right moment, you might see some blue. But that would let us pipe the XP in there as well. And then Green YT said, Applied Energistics is the old mod of refined storage. You should try refined storage one day. I may have to do that. We'll see how that goes. P13 said, the ME system makes things so much easier. Make sure you have flux crystals. So this little system right here is what they were talking about. And flux crystals, I'm not sure. Flux crystals? Crystal, maybe? Flux crystals. I don't see. Let's type in crystal and see what happens. Maybe I'm typing it wrong for some reason. Blue crystal cluster. Pure Certus. Fluix. Fluix crystal. So we got Fluix crystals and pure Fluix crystals. Maybe there's R for U for use. That's what we need to do. So U for usage will get us a tunnel, pulverizer, quartz, sag mill. I'm not quite sure what she meant by needing those crystals. Maybe it was for crafting that, and I just forgot. Okay, Ed Dog, usually save you for last, but since you're next on the list, we're just going to go ahead and go for it, sir. Are you ready? Everybody strap in. Ed Dog has quite a bit to say. So, Ed Dog says, thermal expansion upgrades also work for tanks. For the machines, it increases energy need, but upgrades the speed and capacity of the energy that is stored. Are these the thermal expansion? No, those are Ender IO. Thermal expansion machines. There we go. I guess augmentation would be the... Oh, that's weird. If that's turned on, I can't switch to that. I've turned that off first. Okay. Upgrade required. Oh, I'm clicking it. Oh, let's see here. Click. Okay, that will switch. There's no upgrade involved, so I can't see the upgrade. But, okay. So, Ed Dog is saying that if we add upgrades to this, it will speed up the machine. It takes more power to run the machine, but the machine will also be able to hold a higher capacity of power. To upgrade the machines, you have to follow a very specific order. You have to do basic, then hardened, which uses Invar, then Signalium, then Enderium. Those are the upgrades. And the upgrades on the tanks will increase capacity, but you can also get an enchant to upgrade the tanks that will make it something called Holding 5. I guess that's like a different version of poker. What kind of poker are we playing? You're holding 5. You can't get any more cards. Whatever you got, you've got. 5-card stud is what I think some people would call that. All right, let's see here. You need a crystal growth accelerator from Applied Energistics, not the one from Random Things. I had no idea that there were multiple ones in there. Let's see. Crystal growth. I don't know what the deal is with my spelling today. A crystal growth accelerator from Applied Energistics. And then there's one from Tiny Progressions. Oh, that's the rain sound. I'm like, what is that sound going on? So he said, you need the one from Applied Energistics, which will be this one. So I'm going to hit the letter A so that we have that bookmarked, and we can look at that later. Ed Dog was saying it should take an hour and 47 minutes for one singularity. And if you want, if you got random junk you don't need, you can toss that in there as well, not just the cobblestone. So like, we could pipe this machine to that as well, because if I'm not mistaken, let's shift and right click. I've got the void thing going on here. Yeah, all of this stuff is just completely full. So all we're doing now is using this to create coal. Pardon me, or charcoal and wood. How much wood is in there? There's none in there. This thing must be just starting to back up and get full. Yeah, there's nothing backed up in here yet. But we could basically run it in here. But let's see how many singularities we got. Because like I said, I played for the rest of the weekend. This game's been running for a little while in the background. So an hour and 47 minutes per singularity. This is about to give you the idea of how much time I've spent off camera. We got 4 of them. So getting close to, looks like we've almost got 5 going on. So it looks like almost 10 hours of work off camera to get to where I am right now. If those calculations are correct, sir. Ed Dog said, to make a bedrock breaker, be sure the empowerer, is this the empowerer, is continuously charged or powered, which basically means I'm going to have to run power conduits to each of these stands to keep them powered so that we can do that. I will need a lot of power. Time to upgrade power production. Thermal expansion has the best options. So we're basically going to need to start focusing on, I don't know, possibly maybe moving the empowerer to another room. Like maybe we could empty out this room and put the empowerer in here. And set up some kind of a massive power generation system or something so we can start doing that. Because a few people have warned me about this. Ed Dog says you could automate making ores with a block placer and a block breaker. Had no idea that was in here. I was trying to figure out how to automate that. Block breaker from open blocks uses polished obsidian. Now I think this is where everybody started warning me as well. Block breaker and a block placer. Man. Okay, the block placers, that would have been really nice to know that existed. Because what was happening was, I had Lens of the Miner here, and I would place you had to physically place. I'd place stone, push the button, break. Place stone, push the button, break. Over and over and over again, trying to get a wub ore out of it, and never could seem to get a wub ore. I think I found a different way to do it. I will mention it here in just a few minutes. Y'all hang on. Hold on the edge of your seats. There's some really cool info. Something that really cool that has happened. Both Ender IO and thermal expansion have power saving methods. Ender IO is the better way to go, even though it's a bit more grindy. Make a top tier capacitor bank. Capacitor. Fluix capacitor? Capacitor banks. Here we go. A vibrant capacitor bank. I wonder what the difference between this one and this one is. 5109/3, 5109/3. Not painted. Not painted. Huh. A creative capacitor. It's very creative. Let's see. A basic Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and bookmark that. We'll look at Lou and that. That capacitor bank. How much does that hold? 1 million. Okay. Wait. Oh, that's basic also. So that holds 5. That'll hold 25. A vibrant crystal and some... Oh, there's a different way to make it. Vibrant crystal and electric. Okay, so we'll experiment with that. Basically, we're going to need to create a bunch of power. We can channel that power to a capacitor, and then we could hook up the capacitors here to these things and power that. That might be the way to go. So we'll look at that. Let me click over here real quick and scroll down so I can make sure I see the rest of the notes. So Nighty Panther. Nighty Panther gave me a really cool way to make blizz rods. We've got to make blizz rods for this mod pack. And one method that was mentioned to me was using a way to combine XP and snowballs and stuff. But Nighty Panther said, hey, buddy. Well, it didn't say, hey, buddy, but I'm adding that. So, hey, buddy, right-click a freezing doll into a barrel of blazing pyrotheum. Blazing pyrotheum. Which we can make through a magma crucible. But you right-click a freezing doll. Let's do freezing doll and look up uses. There's a freezing doll, which I remember making this. See, it's weird. When I click U for usage, oh, there, if you hover over it, tells you. That's stinkerish. It should show up in here as well. Drop in a barrel of pyrotheum to spawn a blizz. So we could use that to spawn a blizz, have a sword with looting on it, kill the blizz, and then that thing would drop blizz rods. So there's an alternative way to do that as well. Nighty Panther said that, yes, you could run some hoppers through the inscriber. Now, what we were doing was I was having to place these items in here one by one to make the computer chips. And Nighty Panther said that, yeah, there is a way you could use hoppers that would let you run items through here instead of trying to do it by hand. And then I think it was Ed Dog had also said there was a way that you could upgrade the inscriber to like a secondary tier. Let's see, inscribe... acceleration card... name press. I wonder what that does. But I'm not seeing a level 2 inscriber, so we might be stuck with that. But the acceleration cards, I don't even understand. It says inscriber 3, MEIO. Oh, each of those machines, that's how many acceleration cards you can add. I'm going to presume acceleration card just means that it's going to go faster. And then Nighty Panther had also said you could use the block breaker placer to automate this as well. But said you will need polished obsidian, and that requires a diamond pick. And if I remember correctly, pardon me, the diamond pick, that's where we're kind of stuck right now is with the diamond pick because of the greenstone gems and the blizz rods. If I'm not mistaken, greenstone gem... Oh, you need the singularity. I kept thinking it was wub ores for that. So that is a method to go to do. Is this polished obsidian? Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. If we built one of those axes, we could start breaking all this stuff out. I'm really curious to see what's above this. I bet it's all bedrock. I bet you the whole stinking structure is bedrock. And then I think Nighty Panther had also said you could repair that diamond pickaxe with diamonds. So like once I built it, got the blizz rods and everything going, it would be easy to fix the diamond pickaxe. I don't even know what I'm saying. Cameron Walter actually had a lot to say, and Cameron Walter cracks me up because every time that he writes a comment, he basically says, Mr. Pig, but he picks a whole bunch of different languages to do it. So he'll say like Senor, which is Spanish, and Cochon, which is pig in French. I don't think I've yet to see him use German. So it'd be like Herr Schwein or something like that. But just cracks me up. I love seeing that kind of, just those subtle little creative things, the different ways that people interact. It cracks me up. But anyway, Cameron Walter said, the phytogenic insulator will get you pure Certus quartz more quickly than a crystal growth accelerator and water. So that would be one thing to look into. Phytogenic insulator. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark this, but I can't see. The problem is last week I put out 5 videos, so a lot of people made comments. It's possible we've already done this. I can't remember. I literally worked last weekend getting myself ready for this series of episodes, and then I haven't played the game for a week, and then I took 2 days off this weekend for a 3-day weekend to do a bunch of work around the house. So we'll have to check that. Remember to shift and right click on any thermal machine with a crescent hammer and it will instantly break it. Do we have a crescent hammer? It's crescent hammer. So we'll get that. And if I shift right click on a thermal expansion or thermal foundation, let's shift and right click. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. And I think it works on these tanks too. Tanks a lot. Yeah, I've been trying to break these things with a pickaxe, and it's driving me insane. I'm like, why does it take so long to break these? Apparently I moved that one. Well, I got a watermelon growing. I'm trying to remember what in the world I needed a watermelon for. But yeah, using that wrench, you can shift and right click, and it will break all those different things. It will work on these ducts. It'll work on the machines. That's awesome. That's really good to know. Cameron Walter said, getting near the end, the aqueous accumulator and the lens of the miner and a powered spawner will help out a lot at the end. So we've got the lens of the miner already. The aqueous accumulator, did I build that? I could swear that we've already built that. Let's check and see. Fluid transposer. Oh, we built a crystal growth accelerator. So I built one. And then I've not done anything with it. Way to go, Piggy. And I just let y'all look in that chest and see a bunch of cool stuff. Okay. We'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and bookmark it just in case. Aqueous. Aquatic Entangler. Aqueous Accumulator. We'll go ahead and bookmark that. And we can take this off because I know that we've got it. Okay, end rods are quite the task. You could use bait to get rabbits, or you can make a spawner from Ender.io. So that would be one way of getting rabbits. I think I'm going to go the bait route. We'll clear out the chickens at the bottom, and we'll start breeding a bunch of rabbits down there. Hopefully get some rabbits' feet. The text says 3 million RF, but it's going to be closer to 12 million RF, and that is for making... What is it? Blizz rods, I think, is what we're needing it for. Or for the... it's the green thing. This. Right here. Empowerer. Where does it say power again? I can't remember. There was something in here that said it to make it, but basically what Cameron Walter's saying, it's going to cost like 12 million RF. And you know what? Thinking about it, this just popped in my brain. Maybe it says 3 million RF. There are 4 devices here. Each of them needing 3 million would equal 12 million. So maybe we're both right. Who knows? But Cameron Walter recommended that he used Thermal Expansion's Magmatic Dynamo because the components to build it are cheap. So let's look at Magmatic Dynamo. I'm going to hit A for bookmark. I could swear I've already built this thing. I might have already built that. But we'll bookmark it just so we can remember. And he was saying that because we've got an infinite lava source that we can create. So that will help us create energy for that as well. Cameron Walter said, make sure you keep that mana production going. Because you're going to need it to open a Botania portal. So that you can get glass for the flasks. Let's look at this. Flask. Needs Alf glass. It's an elven trade. Elven gateway. Terra steel nuggets. Living wood. Huh. Okay. Whoa, 6 of those and 3 nuggets gives you 1 gateway core? Okay, wait. Go back, Piggy, go back. Go back, Piggy, go back. I will hit A so we can remember that because we're going to need that recipe as well. And then Cameron Walter said, dump stackable items into ME crafting terminal. So you can do your crafting right there. So much easier. I agree. If I can just rewire my brain now to think in terms of using that, that will make life so much easier. And then Martin Van Eersel said, from the AE2 wiki, Me equals matter energy, and wub ore is 100 times more rare than iron. And that's all the comments. Good job, everybody. Thank you so much for the comments. So real quick, before we end this episode, I'm going to show you all everything that I did between episodes. So we saw that we've got singularities going. We've got 5 of them. Looks like we're going for 6 now. I don't think I'll need that many, but we've got them going. Let's see, right in here. Oh, so I went ahead and made a bunch of these. I got the TerraSteel ingots. What was it I needed for this recipe? TerraSteel. You need mana steel, mana pearl, and a diamond. That and that. I need one more mana pearl. That's what it is. Do we have them in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we can craft that. We'll go ahead and make our mana pearl real quick. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to take that off the hotbar. Look at what we got sitting here. Isn't this awesome? Now, I'm going to show you in just a second. Let's see. We got to toss this in here. And then from there, we can place these right here. And I notice, see how it turns blue, light blue, and then green. Those 3 colors were the 3 different colors of the items I placed there, I think. But that is going to give us enough that now we can go ahead and, where is it? Right here. We can go ahead and craft this. And so now, why can I not do that? So now this is, we've got all of these ores built and ready to go, which is awesome. We'll look in here. I've got 2 wub gems. And then we've got another wub ore sitting on the ground. And I've got all this mess right here. All of this. So I'm going to explain this in just a second. Let's go over here and break this. I think you get 2 per block, right? Yes! Awesome. So we've got our 4 wub ores. Now, some people said it took them days to do this. I think one person said it took like a week for somebody in another series to do this. And everybody was mentioning using the lens of the miner because you can place cooked cobble, which turns into stone. You push the button, and it will randomly turn that stone into a different ore. So I did this. I set this setup, and I did the other setup with Botania. This one never gave me a wub ore ever. This is how I got both my wub ores. So what you do is you make this evolved orchid, which somebody recommended. I can't remember who it was, but somebody did, so thank you very much for that. And what I would do is take, you can place the regular stone around it, and I would do 2 layers of stone, and it makes this really crazy noise. Let's see if we've got some stone. Now, somebody else had also commented, hey, Piggy, why don't you move this stuff into this room so you don't have to keep running in and out of these. Okay, I don't need any more stone now, so we'll take that out. Instead of having to run in and out through that room, which is what I'm going to do, we're going to move it into this main room. But watch, this is, if you got your volume cranked up or your earplugs in, I'm going to give you just a second. Hit pause and go ahead and turn the volume down a little bit because this gets noisy. Okay, y'all ready? Here we go. It's going to do it again. You're going to do it? It pulls mana from this spot right here. I don't know why it's not all of a sudden. It's because I'm filming, isn't it? Maybe that's too far from that now? That is really odd. It's really strange it only did it once, but whatever. I'll go ahead and break it up. I had it all set up where it was doing it. It was converting stuff. That's going to drive me crazy now. Why are you not working? Is it because I'm staring? Maybe in the update he changed how this works or something. But anyway, I place stones, and then I would go over to the lens of the miner. And I would use it, and I would come back over here and clear these up. Never once did I get a wub ore here, but within about 4 or 5 hours, I managed to get 2 wub ores out of there. So that was pretty awesome. That's how I managed to get that. So that is going to help us move forward. And that's also going to be today's episode. So if you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button. If you want to see more of these as I release them, don't forget to subscribe. And also click the notification bell if you want YouTube to notify you whenever I put out new videos. I'm going to go ahead and get my brain straightened out so I can figure out what I need to do in next episode. And that's when I hope to see you is in the next episode.